This time, on a special episode of Highway Thru Hell,
It's take 5.
Jamie
Love that.
and a team of heavy rescue legends take a look back
Each job is unique.
It's been so long since he's used it, eh?
He's always wrong. I'm always right.
at their biggest, baddest,
I'm getting goosebumps talking about it.
most extreme wrecks from the past.
That's real pressure now.
Failure is likely.
Need my big old Vulcan wrecker and my snap-on tools. What else can a guy want?
Al and I go way back. We've been competing for as long as I can remember. And Al's head down, ass up, let's get her done.
They're all chrome and gleam. I'm a work truck. What would you rather pay for, 10 men or one guy that works like 10 men? How about that? Take that, James.
You know what, Al? We haven't had a lot of time to sit this year. You know, it's been a busy year for you.
We've seen each other like this pretty
Yeah.
much. We don't come down from the mountains too often, but when we do, we like to talk tow trucks. You did a job there a couple years back up on that Spuzin Bridge. That bridge is a spot to be reckoned.
And the force, it was going not fast enough for it to go over. It just popped it back in. Saved his life.
That aggregate they use on there is like polished glass almost, you know, and then you add a little bit of that slush and the diesel de-icer. It's very slippery there.
Yeah, the road's closed if you're at Spuzin Creek. Trucks jackknifed on the bridge.
It's not my favorite place to go do a wreck at, I'll tell you that.
Any bridge is,
I'm not a bridge guy.
no, I'd agree with that too.
I hate this bridge, it's spooky. You look right down there. Don't.
The cab is knocked off. It's hard to bust that free.
This is gonna be a really tough job.
And then you've got the access problem where you can only get a wrecker on one side.
Okay, let's get the deck truck done. We just didn't have any big wreckers around. We scrambled everything we had that was available for the moment and made it work.
Made manpower work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's all coiled up, so we're gonna bring it out like this. Okay, pull it.
All right, front end's up in the air.
And then to get it spun around again, that took a little bit of work. I could see that.
Here we got spark, Trent Sparks. Sparking again like crazy.
Watch out, get out of there.
That's on fire now. Uh-oh.
The fire actually gets the adrenaline going a little bit, eh? It gets your heart
Makes
beating.
it work a little bit faster.
Hey, it's going in the cab, man.
Is it out?
We're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. Boogie, stand back.
All in it.
That was a tough job for us.
Hats off to you, man. You pulled it off
With old junk.
with old junk.
I don't waste money on chrome. All that money in chrome, who pays for that? Cable's all rusty. The chrome.
What a lot of people don't know is
Big Green always wins.
as much as we're competitors, we're also very, very good friends. My dad and his dad were kind of rotation partners, so it wouldn't be unusual for his dad's truck to show up and my dad's truck to show up at the same crash. We've been competitors for life.
I've been scooped once by Al, I've been scooped by Al 100 times, so you know what? Losing is a part of winning. If I won all the time, it would be no fun.
I had hair when I first met you.
I did too, actually, and it wasn't white. I've still got a lot of hair. It's just mostly on my back.
sounds like. We got a semi flipped over in the wind. We haven't had one of those out on the highway here for quite a number of years.
I was about 8 feet in the air. I just hung on for dear life.
Unbelievable.
You know, in those conditions, the news girl, the weather girl, oh, they head for cover. We're heading into the worst part of the place to be.
Where's that kite?
You had that Fraser Valley cold whipping wind, that, you know, gale force winds. It hurts when it's hitting your face and stuff.
Ordered the hurricane!
Now, I know what it's like right there. Chills you right through your bones.
I would have been less wet probably standing in front of a fire hose for like 4 hours. That was just drenched.
Crazy!
Okay, be careful. Just pick it up and then rotate it right in there.
Doing the inversion or the rollover is kind of the glory moment of recovery. My first exposure to that is actually in a kind of a manual about rolling over, and it actually says in the manual the California end roll.
We're gonna do an Alder Grove jelly roll.
And then you guys rebranded it.
The Alder Grove jelly roll. Just in case it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Very high risk here, very high risk. I can put my side out, rigger down, but
We're fighting that wind big time. You know, if a good gust comes in, our sticks are right up.
okay, snatch blocking up. That's good, that's good.
We got Kenny's truck tied down, and I'm watching, and we're picking this thing up, and the whole trailer starts to move.
Ah!
And then I thought, my God, the whole side of this trailer's blowing out. But then I realized that it was a chicken barn right beside us.
Barn just lost the roof over there.
You hear that sound, you ever rip a
Goosebumps
rip
in the
a
back
pop
of your
can in half? Man, it was just one of those times. That wasn't me this time, thank goodness.
Keep that tire on the ground.
It doesn't take much to flip a wreck over when you move the center of gravity over. Outside those outrigger legs, they'll flip over very easily.
There's a chance it might go over one more time yet today.
The next gust is the one that could take you over.
Oh, yeah.
But as we're doing it, you know, trying to keep contact with one part of that trailer on the ground just stops that swinging so much. So it's kind of a bit of a puppet dance.
An adrenaline rush in the wind like that, very high risk here, very high risk. We pulled it off though.
Yeah, we're moving now.
I think I was coming to look at a bus that was stuck, and I look on the other side of the road and I see the single axle there. And I'm like, wow, okay, so there was Kerry there all alone by himself. That might be Kerry. Oh, he'll get it done.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I got it aired up and hooked on. I'll let you know. Okay.
So I thought to myself, that's really cool that, you know, your son's there doing it.
Give her, Kerry. Get her going.
I had a kind of little tear in my eye when I seen him there all by himself, single axle. Big job.
Yeah, for the little young guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny
He's
because
not little either.
he's big. He's bigger than me, but you know, to me, he's always that little
baby. Yeah.
Won't be long, those kids, they'll be taken off in the tow truck and we'll be on the phone. Where are you going with that truck? I got girlfriend money, yeah, girlfriend money.
He's my guy. Prince of the Coquihalla right here. Right there. He's the king.
We're headed up to the east side of Manning Park on Highway 3.
Kenny Dupron is the operations manager and Mission Towing, one of the top-end recovery guys around for heavy duty. Ken, tell me about this logging truck on the Forest Service Road that you guys recovered this past season.
It was 22 below zero. The ice on the road was very thick. We have a logging truck rolled over. Here we are.
You got to be in the right mind frame Have all your ducks in a row, pack a lunch.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Have everything you need because you're a long ways out in the middle of nowhere.
That's really in there. Look at where it is.
If something happens or anything goes on, that's a dangerous location to be in. Probably 2 hours to the nearest hospital.
That's right. Boy, that's a big job.
And I look at that and I go, that's gonna be a long night's work, that.
Well, what's it look like, Dylan?
A rolled over logging truck.
Dylan's kind of a familiar face, been around a while now. He's married to your daughter.
Yes.
It's all in the family.
That's right, that's right. So he better come and work for us.
He better do a good job.
Yeah, exactly. It's in a hole, isn't it?
A little bit.
One of the scariest things for me is when you have to unhook the hitch.
Yes. Okay, got it?
No, unhooking that pin, you never know what pressure is on that hitch.
Exactly. But what we did on that, we did pull it till we could see there was slack in there.
It's looking good. There, perfect.
Because you're exactly right. That's how tow truck drivers can get killed.
Yeah.
We're caught. Okay, I'll bring her over.
We separated the trailer. Took the trailer off and do one piece at a time. Too many turning axles on there. We're not gonna bring it out exactly the way it went in.
There it is.
Okay, take her away.
Okay.
Pretty dangerous, those
is
logs.
very dangerous.
You don't know where they're gonna go, or you're manipulating them around with your wrecker.
The trailer, that's the easy part. You get to the truck, now you're dealing with weight. That bad boy in there.
Let's hook her now. There we go. It's ready. Attention.
Okay, take her away.
We have one line on that.
Just
Did you
restraining
know?
it.
Just restraining it. But when we got that up, close to the edge of the bank, I asked Dylan to put another line on, because I want two lines. One breaks, we got a backup.
Yeah.
Always have a backup on it.
Especially, again, coming up over the edge of
Exactly,
the corner.
the toughest pull. We're kind of pulling it between us back and forth a bit. I'm taking a bit on the front, he takes a bit on the back to get it up.
Getting tight. Losing my footing here.
We're clearing the logs and pull back. We didn't want it running up against the logs coming back. So we're pulling it over as we're bringing it back, as Dylan's bringing it back.
Yeah, good.
Whoa! Chain let go.
Bar came off.
We got logging trucks here now. We gotta get this out.
So the logging truck rolls up and the game changes for you guys. What happens there?
Oh, it's pressure. That's real pressure now.
Oh, brutal.
I was hoping we had another couple hours to go, you know.
Okay, take it away, Dylan.
When you plan these jobs, you want to make sure you leave enough room. Because if you didn't leave enough room to pull that truck up in between you, you've got a real problem.
Bring it right to you.
I'm pulling it, Dylan's pulling it, and we're kind of taking turns. Like I'd stop and let him pull it a little bit.
He's loading up a bit and you're
yes.
loading. Yeah.
And when we're both working in unison, pulling at the same time, and that makes a difference too.
Sure.
Beautiful.
I think you and Dylan are you guys have worked enough
getting
jobs where you're together now.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was our biggest job we've actually done together.
There we go. Let's get this hooked up and get out of here. Good job, Dylan.
Easy, Howie.
Jason's my younger brother, and he runs aggressive towing.
Slowly, Brett. Slowly. Okay.
It's great to have a brother in the business that you can rely on and count on. We talk almost every day on the phone. We're like old women.
He's just too far away from the road.
You'd always phone the other guy and say, hey, I got this going on. What do you think of that? So you always have somebody to run things by.
If I pull, it's pulling right through the trailer wall. It's not that strong.
Blame each other for everything. It's always that guy's fault.
He's always wrong. I'm always right.
I'm always wrong and you're always right.
Yeah, something like that.
We worked on this job together a few seasons ago, and it was brutal.
Kilometer west of Hunter Creek, there's B-train in the ditch.
Well, this is a deep, muddy ditch. Wow. You got a fully loaded trailer. The trailers are brand new, and the customers, don't wreck these trailers. So getting that trailer back up and out of here without damaging it is going to be a huge deal. This was a big wreck. I hadn't been on any of the trucks for quite a long time. I'd been in the office.
Left my rain jacket at the shop because they rushed out.
So getting on the truck again and running the rotator, I was rusty.
Blue line, free wheel. Blue, blue,
been so long since he's used it, eh?
I'm reacquainting myself with the controls and what to do. And you sit at a desk all day and you're not running trucks. You're not one with the unit anymore.
Trailer's aluminum. We didn't want to damage the trailer, so we decided to wrap it with an endless loop strap.
I don't like this.
The strap was actually on the sharp part of the frame.
As soon as you put some pressure on him, cut into him, just cut him like a knife.
Blew apart.
Putting too much on her, bud.
Short, fat, bald buddy screwed up.
I'm probably a little rusty, pushing the envelope. I maybe should be a little more cautious about what I'm doing.
Not good.
I had an idea, he had an idea. My idea didn't work.
And I told him so.
And I heard you told me.
Good.
The rock and roll party's here now.
You know, Al's working with stuff that's above and beyond what we do on the highway every day. This is extreme recovery. I don't think there's anybody, you're pretty much untouchable in that world. Guys like me aren't going out and buying D9 cats to go do recovery. I mean,
You guys buy rotators and chrome.
I don't have one now, so. What do you figured your two big cats weigh?
Oh, they're 100, with the blades on there, they're 120,000 pounds each.
So you had 240,000 pounds of iron
Of mine, and then
to pull 100.
Exactly, and then I had my friend Len come out with his big D9.
They're stocked. We got a problem. Put the triple hook on her.
What was that big plate that you had specially built for that? What do you call that?
Old timer would call it a yoke, ox yoke or something, you know, drawbar, a spreader bar. Here's 3 inches of T1 steel.
3 inches? Wow.
I went for lunch with an engineer. I drew out on a napkin. I said, this is what we want to do. This is kind of the weight we want to pull.
What do you figure the maximum pull capacity of that is?
Times 5 to break that is what it's engineered to do. So it's a 125-ton safe load rating, and it's times 5 safety factor for that.
Wow.
My friend Len, we had him just kind of leaning into pulling like he was a big old elephant.
Okay, you guys ready?
Like 3 big fat elephants, we're gonna lean into it and rip that out of there.
Wind her up. Give her some throttle. Come on, pull on her.
Pulling on the cable, and then the winch cats just kept lifting and lifting and lifting.
Is pulling with your D9s, is it similar to an old Holmes wrecker where you want to get over top the weight and lift?
Pretty much, yeah.
The cat's the same principle?
If you can get lifted up to the winch, you can put that thing in gear and it'll drag it.
There she comes.
I guess I'm bringing swim trunks tomorrow.
The second machine, from the top door to the bottom, is probably 15 feet at least, underwater.
Feels like the same dragging on dream as yesterday.
There was no getting hooked onto it. We pumped as much as we could.
Just keep bailing.
But we put 3 1.5-inch cables around that.
Come on, big boy, you can do it.
And, you know, it's scary because there's so much force. Those cables are so friggin' big, and you break something, it can be absolutely devastating as well, right? And it's
A lot of danger in that kind of regard.
A lot of danger.
We don't screw around with rigging. Go big or go home.
But there was no going underwater 15 feet down in this swamp.
I can't hold my breath that long. My dad probably wishes I could hold my breath that long, but...
My mom always said that to me, too.
Wind her up.
And those cables going over sharp edges, you got to allow for things stranding and strands getting broken.
You're all right. Come on, pull on her.
Even though you're using the heaviest duty stuff around, or really heavy duty stuff, you're also prepared for failure.
Failure is likely.
Put all that power into an 1.5-inch cable.
Boom!
Ah, we busted the cable.
Each job is unique. We're gonna have to pull the final drives out of here, undo the bolts, pop the gear out, and then it's free rolling. And as you go forward, you take that experience, learn from it, and it helps you develop a better technique for the next recovery.
Heavy, eh?
Expensive too. Just remember that part when you're thinking heavy. She'll free roll now. Just let her go. Just roll up. You're all right. Come on.
And bragging rights at the coffee shop when you say I did something that that other guy couldn't do. Nobody could do this but me. Ken, you and I actually go back to the mid-'80s. We've known each other a long, long time.
Long time.
Yeah. But I can remember you guys getting called out to some of the most horrific wrecks that there was. Because you had the good gear, you had the knowledge, you did the job. You know, you were right up there, you know, and I know that. I mean, the top shelf. I can remember, I'm getting goosebumps talking about this, Ken. Like I am, I'm getting shivers. Back in that time frame, there wouldn't have been any other big records around.
No.
And then surely nothing of the caliber that you guys operated.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'd see you across the freeway watching.
Yeah, well, I'd be on everything. So one thing we really have in common, Ken, is the fact that we love our old Holmes wreckers. Brings me back in time to a simpler day.
Yes.
The 850, for example, I mean, I can remember Al's dad driving it through town, and it was the biggest, meanest machine in my area, you know.
Gee, this is in nice shape.
Clean little truck, like it has 66,000 original miles.
They were the machine of the day.
Its capacity is 22 ton.
And we grew up around them, and that's what makes them special, I think.
I think it's a bit nostalgic. It's like a guy having an old hot rod car, and he looks after it. So for me, Mighty Mo, for example, driving down the road with that on the freeway, people are looking
Everybody's
at it.
looking
Wow,
at
look at
you.
that truck, you know?
Yeah, it's in nice shape. Nice shape.
This year, my strategy is we're doing things old school. It's a bit of a gamble, and I hope it pays off. The idea was really to get into the Python and work it and use it hard, you know.
That's right.
Almost overdo it.
Overkill.
I wanted to see what it would do.
This is its first time on the Coquihalla. Gonna be its first wreck, so it'll be interesting how it pulls.
Yeah, must have been a fun ride.
Well, it flipped over and it's down the bank. It's got the tree in the side of it. We're gonna bring the little truck in here and try to tag onto the rear ends, just see if it'll come up.
Is it going to do what you want, live up to expectations?
You know how you can kind of fish pull something up with a hydraulic boom? Well, we put the boom down, we sucked up the winch lines, and then did it again.
That's your PowerPoint for sure.
Right.
It's good.
Okay, go ahead.
There's no real other way of doing that job when you did it. From what I watched, it has to come over.
Little on the bottom.
That's the only way you're going to get it, especially with the tree.
Yeah.
Unless you took a chainsaw and cut the tree off.
It was a pretty good pull for those three trucks.
It was.
30-ton hydraulic. You know, a Python is 22 ton, believe it or not. And then the Holmes 500 was a 10-ton record.
Yeah.
Keep that trailer on the same angle. And now suck this winch line in. Whoa, careful, careful. Hate the way it's coming out on such an angle.
Your first pull usually is the easiest, but when it gets to the top, that's where you've got everything working against you. If anything's going to happen, that's where it's going to happen. You'll break a line there. Am I right?
Yeah, 10-4.
We got it. It's all out.
There it is. Beautiful recovery job.
Well, they're hooked onto it, moving.
It looks like there's something over the bank on the edge of the river.
Holy crap.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Might salvage some onions here. Not much left here, but a bunch of hard work.
To hand bomb those onions on a trailer that's on an angle and it's going downhill.
Icy and greasy.
Trying to climb up that slippery wall of the trailer. It was a really difficult job.
Be lucky to bring the trailer up in one piece empty, never mind loaded.
Well, remember we hand bombed a whole tractor trailer load of apples one day?
That was our first wreck.
There was 3 of us. We hand bombed the whole load of trailer of apples because we were too cheap to hire anybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about the location here too. I mean, they're coming around a sharp corner and heading into an uphill part of the coke called the rock cut.
Slow down.
So what they're doing is they're trying to get up speed to get up the hill. So they're going by us and pouring the coals to her and getting up that hill.
Use the left lane.
The most difficult part of this whole job is that we really don't have anywhere to work with on the highway. We've got booms that are out the back. We don't have a rotator here. We can't block the highway. We're working in one lane.
We'll start to go nice and slow.
Colin's trying to pull back and pull sideways at the same time. So you're trying to move back and you're trying to pull it into yourself too to keep it upright.
Oh, what happened there?
Now this is when things got extremely intense.
And I think he ran out of real estate. And then he put tremendous tension on that one line and he just ran out of room. Very good intentions, but I think professional-wise, he should have waited a little bit longer and waited for that second truck.
That sucked. Boo-boo!
We got Brandon working there that day too.
Good to see you, bud.
Now, boom your boom down or winch your line out. Line's out. Both of them fast. We're good. It's a new Brandon for me. Really amazing. Maybe Colin could just suck it up and then go low ahead a bit. Are you okay? Brandon?
Well, what happened was the suspension was up. And then all of a sudden the suspension decided to come back on itself.
I was coming underneath here just at that time. As I heard it, I slipped and went down. I slid underneath.
What was really lucky for Brandon was the fact that the underreach was down and the trailer went into the underreach and left a gap for him. So there'd be no way he'd get hurt in that situation, but it looked really ugly.
You got to be prepared for what's going to happen. Anything could happen at any time. Something could break, straps could break.
Yeah. One big lesson in this whole thing is stay out of the bite.
He had a little bit of an adrenaline rush there.
Stay out of the bite, no matter what.
We're heading up the canyon today for a tractor trailer that's gone over a really wild wreck where this thing rolled on its roof.
Well, I'm bringing James out to get him used to being on recovery scenes and being around things.
Pretty down, eh, James?
I can go down there and winch it.
Yeah, I know.
I want him to actually try the remote out and try to do some winching and watch and learn.
So we're planning this all in our minds before we even do anything, right?
You know, I can remember being 10 years old and being at a crash scene where a feed truck had rolled over onto a car on a snowy night.
It's deep here. Be careful.
It's part of what we do and how you do it and how you learn.
So now you got to think about where do I hook up to, James?
What if we do it from here until I got something?
Man, you're smart. Very smart. Okay, stop. Other one. Watch what it's doing. The other one a bit. It's coming.
I'm seeing him interested in the business. He seems to understand things, you know.
And at the same time, you're watching your truck, too, to make sure you don't drag it over the bank, right?
It was not an easy recovery, that's for sure. There's lots of big rocks down there that you can't see under the snow. You know, the truck was actually, as we're pulling on it, it's actually breaking apart on us.
It's a bigger pull than we thought it would be. It's dug in, is what the problem is.
The trailer's very flimsy. The rocks underneath are ripping that thing apart and holding it back while we're trying to pull it. So it's a bit of a tug of war.
Decent, Jimmy, decent.
I think what the future holds for us is that our kids show enough instinct in it that I think they'll do fine.
We're going from somewhere around these bogies.
Okay.
Mattia's my daughter.
Okay, make your way.
She really loves the business.
Good job, Pete.
I do see the survival skills in our kids and my kids, the girls and James and Brandon.
Pretty proud of you, you know. That's the first time that you've actually run a big record.
Yeah, that's
First
true.
time you've ever touched the controls.
Right? That's true, yeah.
Jamie Davis, Hope 10.
I like being involved. And you put me on one of the sketchiest ones.
We all had fun together.
Someone said a cup went off the mountain.
So whereabouts is this logging truck recovery at?
North of Hope, Boston Bar, up on the Anderson Creek Forest Service Road. We were right at the tree line at the bottom of the rock chute. There was tons of stuff down there, James. If you ever need like an old 1970 Ford station wagon with Ford 429 in it.
There's one there?
There's one down there, yeah.
Really?
Long ways down. Every time I've gone by there towing a logging truck, you're kind of looking down thinking, man, I don't want to pull something out of there. And lo and behold, the phone rings and guess what? We got a log truck down in that spot where you don't want to go.
Yeah.
And this was so intertwined, the cartwheeled, balled up with logs jammed through frame rails. Some of the biggest dangers, obviously, is the falling debris, which could include falling wreckers. Nobody below anything when we're pulling. Okay? Sounds good. Let the games begin.
We know Gord can be pretty grumpy, so why didn't you send him downhill? That's what I would have done.
I like to be the guy on the ground. I don't necessarily like to be the guy in the hot seat running the controls. So that's okay, too. I don't mind that.
It's coming down.
Watch yourself. But when our trucks, our equipment is pulling on that, I like to be the guy that hooks on.
Al is a special kind of crazy.
Because if something happens halfway up that hill and it comes unlodged, disconnected or something, and somebody gets hurt, I'd have a hard time living with it.
Look out below.
When I saw you down there looking, going down there and moving around, first thing I'm thinking is that these logs could kill you in a second.
Log! Log!
You gotta have your escape routes and be prepared to jump behind a tree and think skinny.
Spades down, boom up.
Gordy's operating blind up there, and he can only tell how his truck is reacting, and it's either going to be too much for one truck or not.
Talk to me. I'll be down there.
We're just starting to break it apart here now.
It could mean life or death to you down at the bottom or him up top.
You heard it in the safety meeting, beware of falling debris and falling wreckers, right?
Yeah, keep going. You're good. Okay, keep going.
Good.
Back off on it a little bit.
I am standing by.
I thought it was just ingenious when I saw you put that log in there.
It looked like that trailer was going to fall upside down, wheels up.
And then bring her around over here.
And then I remembered something I had seen actually in reading an Army engineer's recovery manual on how to ford a river with a Sherman tank and 2 big gin poles. And I adapted with that.
Okay, Gord, tickle it up.
Pole vault the trailer over.
That's nice. That is nice.
It worked like a hot damn.
And then we're gonna rig for the truck, which is gonna be a little bit more extravagant. I'll make this go in there a little bit further. Okay, we're ready.
Okay, start the pull.
Woo, doggy!
Keep pulling. I think we're going to need help on this one.
You're fighting a time element now, and you're at a real critical part of the recovery where it's just about at the top. and you bring in the side puller.
Where we were working, it worked out perfect because it was right on a 90-degree corner. Gordy had a straight line pull out the back, and I was pulling right off the side, so.
Give her both there, Gord. Easy, easy.
It's a different tool in the toolbox, and at the right time, it makes our job so much more time efficient.
There it is. Nice. Come to Papa.
Whoa, Gord, whoa! That's good. Good, good.
We worked all day. Gordy and I didn't get home until 4 o'clock the next morning.
Mission accomplished.
What a ride that must have been.
The Manning Park job had to be the most intense recovery rescue I've ever been involved in.
Search and rescue crew was out looking for somebody and they couldn't find them.
I just heard from search and rescue that the vehicle has been located.
Oh my God.
We think it rolled over a couple days ago. He's talkative and alert, but he is pinned in the truck.
I don't think I've ever seen a rescue take place that was so intricate, with so many people involved, that was so difficult.
Aaron, are we ready to do this? Yeah. Okay, start getting down.
It was a massive undertaking by, you know, some very talented search and rescue volunteers.
Right here still. I haven't left you.
Visibility is reducing. You know, you're under pressure. You're working with multiple guys, multiple wreckers.
Yeah.
Well, I get the shivers even talking about it. I really do.
I've just never seen it. Never seen that. That is amazing.
And to see all those people come together, you know, and you know the whole town of Hope.
Everybody knew their job, and we're doing it.
You know, what was the real issue with this job was the fact that the cab was so far out and so far down.
Oh, okay.
And in the end of the day, you know, with the help of your truck and our trucks.
Driver's side, just pull it tight.
We were being utilized as, you know, stabilization.
Yeah, stabilized.
And the thought pattern was that, hey, we can get the Paystar there with the 50-ton boom.
Maybe upright it.
And get that cab over, that's right.
Yeah.
I think our next plan will be is to pull the tranny and go in through the floor.
I have never seen anybody pull a transmission. I mean, that's really thinking outside the box.
Hold it there, hold it there.
When you look at that, it's just
amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
Transmission is out, we have access to the floor. What feels loose, you guys? There it is. Okay, got it.
Thanks. Oh my God.
Pull up, please.
I think the whole scene with everybody there that worked so hard, wow, 10 hours.
And they got him.
We got him out.
Imagine all the people they've helped and saved all over the years. It's actually a bit emotional to think about, you know, search and rescue and the people that have devoted their time to do this job.
I think people went home that day, whether you're search and rescue, police, fire, ambulance.
Good job.
Or us guys. And everybody went home with a sense of accomplishment.
That's right.
We did it for this guy. We made it.
Johnson to get it on now. Freezing levels are expected to drop with sea level. Highways wants us to make it happen.
The storm is coming.
Yes.
You want to get that up and out of the way, and I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to do what you do to get it off the road and get it to a pull-off,
Keep the closure to a minimum.
Yeah.
You know very well you could leave mission on a sunny day and get up into the mountains, and then you're in a whiteout condition snowstorm.
Oh, man, it could come down a foot an hour up there.
What our mindset is to bring the whole unit up and use the cement barricades as kind of a pivot
point
to bring it over. The trailer is torn to bits.
Destroyed. Yeah.
It's shredded. So as we're pulling that thing out, it starts to break
twist
apart.
and break apart.
Yeah.
We only can do a 20-minute closure?
We should have it.
So 20 minutes, so starting now. Let's not waste much time here. You can start doing a little bit of pulling on your bottom end.
But it was a tough...
It's a tough job.
That was a tough job.
It's scary. I hate that. Blue line, blue line. Hold it. Everybody hold.
Like a 2 or 3 day job. I've done those jobs. And
That was a 3-day job.
Yeah, and you are worn out, totally worn out.
So everybody resets, stops. Traffic, traffic, traffic. Let's start winching this thing. Let's break it. 6 minutes into the 20. Is that a bad deal? It should be on the bottom end, right?
I wanted him to do a low line, you know,
Yes.
grab on the low ends and bring it up.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna flip this over on here. Reposition that. You need to be low.
They were trying to pull the trailers into the no posted up instead of pulling it up and over the no
Up and
post.
over, yes.
So that's where things were going sour there.
Oh, okay.
We want to get it up on its side, up to the guardrail. And then once it gets to the barriers, then go to the high line.
Him hooking up to the top end when he should have been hooked up to the bottom end, you know, I had to just say to him, look, just do this different and go in there and just bark a few orders.
Yes.
And everybody does what they're supposed to do, and then we carried it on.
Good? Okay, we're good. Let's not waste much time here. You can start doing a little bit of pulling on your bottom end.
Okay, let me in.
And you know, it wasn't nice. It wasn't a finesse job.
That's
it
right.
was, you know, more rip and tear.
And we've all had those jobs.
It was a down and dirty, just get this thing off the road. Hook the trucks up to it, drag it off the road.
Anybody here if the guy survived in the end, or? He didn't make it.
When the news came that the driver had passed away, I think the whole town of Hope
yes. Felt
and
bad.
all the people were like, oh, we tried so hard. Everybody tried, you know.
It's a big letdown for everybody, and it's sad. It's very sad for his family.
You see so much of that over the years, but it never ever leaves you. It always stays with you.
Oh, the memory. And every mile of the highway is a memory.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You remember,
I remember
you know.
that bridge. I remember this one. I remember that corner.
Oh, I can remember his voice and remember he was just strong. He was a strong man.
Rest in peace, Trevor.
I think that in towing operators, you know, you think about other emergency services like, you know, fire, police, they're working shifts.
That's right.
And I think
we're working around the clock.
I think we actually are exposed to more things and more events. It takes something from you. It takes your soft side. You don't react like a normal person would.
Mm-hmm. You don't react at the time, I find, but afterwards you think about it.
The search and rescue people that are there, or the people that are working on these jobs, all the people that go there, they all leave with that memory and that.
Oh, they do, yes.
And they carry that with them.
With them, and it's with them the rest of their life. It really is.
It is a trying business, though. You know, it never stops. Your phone's ringing all the time, is up and down, so...
You don't own it, it owns you.
Yeah, it owns you.
It's a huge, huge responsibility that we undertake to be in this industry. I mean, you're sleep deprived, everything's working against you, you're fighting this battle all the time. I think only the toughest people can survive in this business.
You know, you've got to have a keen heart to have the willingness to help. You know, I grew up watching my dad pull over and help somebody on the side of the road.
Hey, buddy. This is the kind of call that makes a tow truck driver feel good.
Thank you.
At the family end of it, sure, there's a terrific cost because we're away from home. I take off in the tow truck, I come home, they're bigger. But at the same time, my wife knows, my family knows, we're there helping motorists.
Okay, so what's the problem? Got kids in the car, and I can't leave them. We're gonna get you guys going.
It's about taking care of people and being there when people need you. It's a part of the service.
We're just guys doing our job. We're guys that enjoy our industry,
Thanks, nice working with you.
enjoy what we do. There's guys that run these wreckers in military conditions every day, and those are the guys that are the heroes in my books. At the end of it, we're looking after each other. I don't have any brothers, but Jamie, he can be my brother.
Oh. Thanks, Al. Been a lot of fun chatting.
Yeah, it's been enjoyable.
Talking about old times. We don't get to do that very much.
Old times, new times coming. Towing never stops.
Let's get back to the mountains.
Let's go tow.
This time on Highway Thru Hell, a whiteout.
Nobody's coming. I'm here.
Becomes a workout for Colin and Mighty Mo. A cliffside crash.
Bad corner.
Has Dylan in a tight battle.
Watch it! Watch it!
And a deep problem.
Unbelievable.
Forces Jamie to dig out an old weapon.
Come on, baby.
How bad was the hill?
Put your chains on.
On BC's Coquihalla Highway. The first major storm of winter.
Boy, it looks dangerous, doesn't it?
Has unleashed its fury.
You do not want to come into this mess.
Snow plows and graders are on the mountain.
Can't see past your windshield.
It's quite unreal how quickly the weather can change up here. 1 minute it's nice, and 15 minutes later you're in a complete whiteout.
I hate the winter.
Winter comes in hard and fast. And usually it'll catch people off guard, especially the first storm of the season.
It's gonna be a gong show on Athell Road.
On a side road just off the Coke,
Just making sure the chain's tight.
a prairie trucker
Oh, goodness.
takes shelter from the storm.
I don't like the mountains to begin with. Never mind the winter. Never done this before, that's why I'm
Richard Reimer is preparing for his first trip
better to be safe than sorry.
down one of the toughest back road trucking routes near Hope.
Athell Road is one of the nastiest places around here. This is a goat's trail on the back of a mountain.
With extreme grades and hairpin turns, Athell Road is the stuff of nightmares for truckers.
Get over this way! Come on, follow the truck!
After chaining up below an overpass,
All right, that's as good as I can get it.
it's time for Richard
Okay.
to run Athell Road. On the Highway Thru Hell, closure is not an option. Just north of Hope, Richard Reimer
That was a snowplow.
picked the wrong spot to chain up.
Scared the ever-living daylights out of me.
Now the mountain rookie still faces a white-knuckle drive
11%.
down the notorious Athell Road.
21 years of driving, and this scares me. I don't want to be out here. It's my first time going to the water plant, so I'm really nervous.
Even with chains on,
Trying to keep her from sliding. This is very sketchy. I don't know if I'm gonna get down there. Come on! This is downright frickin' scary.
Richard's taking it slow.
I'm doing 15 kilometers an hour.
But can't get there fast enough.
250 meters to the driveway where I gotta be.
Sometimes you think to yourself, why am I in this crazy place? There's easier ways to make a living.
Here we are. I made it to the water plant driveway. And it's downhill from here. Oh, my word.
It really started snowing heavily.
Just west of Athell Road, the storm's getting worse.
Holy, that wind's cold out there.
High winds and drifting snow threaten to shut down all roads around Hope. At Jamie's shop, lead driver Colin McLean.
There we go.
Chains up a wrecker he's never run.
I'm just trying to get them super, super tight. I don't want to have any chain slap on Jamie's truck. I want to make sure everything's nice and secure.
Colin's heading out in Jamie's classic 40-ton truck, the Mighty Mo.
This is my first day with Mo. I'm gonna give her, take it right to the limit. Let's see if it can do what it's supposed to do.
So far this winter,
yeah,
only Jamie has operated his prized Holmes 850.
Stand back.
A 40-ton mechanical wrecker he's counting on this season.
It's just a mean-looking, mean-sounding, mean machine.
With Jamie out of town, Colin's in the cab of the old-school wrecker.
Doesn't have heated leather seats, doesn't have an 18-speed transmission. There's no cup holder in it for your coffee. Got a couple big winches.
There's one in the ditch there just past the Hope exit.
Colin heads towards the Coke.
Oh, right into the snowbank.
But doesn't get far before he spots a semi stuck on an off-ramp.
Right now, Hope's getting one of its first major storms of the winter season. It's insane here right now.
What do we got going on here?
There's a tow truck on scene right before Hope. Slow down a bit there.
It's cold, there's blowing snow, there's snow drifts. It's horrible out right now. It's good times.
With no chains,
tow hook! Where's your tow hook?
The driver's unprepared in more ways than one.
What? Your hook! Open the hood!
Tow hooks are often stored inside the engine compartment.
See these? Hooks! You got a wrench? No. Means that I need to be extra prepared and more prepared.
Why in the hell would you drive into this kind of weather unprepared?
With a wrench from the Mo, Colin wrestles out a tow hook.
Here, both hands, walk.
Then get some help pulling out a line from the big Holmes wrecker.
The free spool wasn't kind of kicking out of its gears. It's a little finicky, that truck. Even Jamie's still working out some of the quirks.
Get her in there. All right, put her in gear. Release all your brakes. And we'll start tugging on you. We'll get you out of here.
Colin puts the 44-year-old truck to the test.
Mighty Mo's meant for pulling. Simple. It's sort of the muscle.
Crank it hard!
We've got the chains on it. We've got it in low gear. We've got the lockers in.
Come on!
Colin is struggling.
No! What the?
But the mow is not the problem.
Hey, turn your wheel! Turn your wheel! Like that, straight!
It's really not hard, man. When somebody's pulling on you like that, just keep the wheel straight.
No, back that way, straight! Good! Don't turn the wheel into the ditch! Come on!
Just outside Hope,
Come on, hit it!
Colin's on his first run in the mighty mow.
What the?
But an inexperienced driver isn't making it easy.
Hey, turn your wheel! Turn your wheel!
You're not water skiing off to the left and off to the right, right?
Like that, straight! No, back that way, straight! Good!
Just follow behind the guy that's helping you out, man.
Don't turn the wheel into the ditch!
But Colin's got more on his hands than rough drivers. He's trying to get a handle on the vintage mechanical wrecker.
Come on!
Operating that 850 Holmes, it's old school and definitely works a lot different than the newer technology.
Ready to dance, baby girl? You ready to dance?
Colin spent most of his time operating Jamie's modern heavy wreckers, HR 117, HR 116, and the rotator.
I think really this will be a culture shock for Colin because he's probably only ran hydraulic wreckers most of his life.
Come a little bit.
The rebuilt classic has always been Jamie's passion.
Mighty Mo, I get it. It was a great truck, but it's old technology.
There you go.
But today, that old school technology gets it done.
Yeah, I know it.
Calling the toll for assistance.
Colin's next job is just down the road.
We got another guy here with a car carrier that's stuck in the snowdrift.
But this driver is prepared.
Morning, boss.
He had his winter clothes on and he was ready to get out and, you know, he knew what to do.
Put her in gear. Brakes off. We'll go together, all right?
But the rig will be a heavyweight challenge, even for the big Holmes wrecker. Fully loaded, the car carrier weighs over 80,000 pounds.
Come on, hit it!
For this pull, Mo needs all the might it can muster.
It's biting, it's hopping, it's spinning.
The heavy snow adds to the resistance.
It's got very, very low clearance, so the snow's kind of packing in underneath there. He knew how to drive his truck, he knew how to follow in behind. We need to keep the momentum up.
Colin and Mo finally managed to pull the car carrier out of trouble.
Felt pretty good to get it to the top. Definitely working with Mo is an adventure. It's like an old battleship, really. It really is. It's a lot of work.
Anybody tell me what the 3 is doing tonight?
25 miles east of Hope,
There's an accident there.
a semi has flipped on a narrow stretch of Highway 3.
Got the whole right lane shut down.
The trailer is lying on a no-post
Oh my goodness.
on the edge of a 1,000-foot drop.
Holy moly.
A flagger is one of the first on scene.
A couple of deer were on the road. He swerved to miss the deer and lost it. He's got a badly injured shoulder. He's gone to Princeton Hospital. He probably should have hit the deer.
Just heading out to Highway 3, bringing out mission 90, which is the my 35-ton record.
Mission Towing's Dylan Greenwood is called out to the crash.
See if we can get this thing back on its wheels as fast as possible.
Dylan's boss, Ken DePerrin, knows the risks of this notorious route.
Highway 3 is a very dangerous road. You never know what you're going to run into.
Gotta go crawling through on slippery roads. There's a little bit of a cliff here. I'm surprised he's not off it.
It's a bad corner. There's a lot of trucks that go down there and sometimes come up in pieces.
The driver swerved to avoid the deer and rolled onto the no-post, coming to a stop just feet from the abyss.
We're right on the edge of a cliff. You probably got 500-foot cliff above us and 1,000 feet to the bottom on the other side.
Dylan has a look at the rig
Jim's coming, we'll unload it.
and its cargo.
It's pulp paper. It's just heavy bales of paper.
The trailer is too damaged to flip with the load inside.
With the pulp paper, it's very heavy, so we're gonna have to unload the trailer to upright it.
Another mission wrecker arrives to help with the recovery. But with a full cleanup crew hours away, Dylan decides to unload the heavy bales with what he has on site.
We're trying to lessen the weight, lessen the strain on the side of the trailer.
Watch yourself. Come on there.
The dense bundles are winched out one at a time.
They're about 250 kg a box, and there was a lot of weight here.
Each bundle weighs over 2 tons.
It's one big wrecking ball.
With the last of the paper bales nearly out, Dylan needs to find a way to flip the semi back onto its wheels.
We're obviously gonna have to worry about this light pole here that's resting against, and about 1,000 feet of nothing.
You're pretty much walking on the edge. There's nothing but darkness below you.
If you fall off, you're gone. You can get hurt very badly.
With a strap around the trailer and lines from both heavy wreckers, Dylan must work in sync with the second truck to flip the tractor trailer upright.
Come on, close to the strap.
We gotta go on the dangerous side of the trailer to be able to run the straps underneath it. There's nothing really to tie off to. If you slip, probably gonna fall to your death.
But the trailer is so tight against the barrier, Dylan can't work the strap through.
We're gonna pull it away from the barrier.
We had to move it off the barriers a little bit just to get enough room in there to be able to get the strap underneath it.
Probably got enough gap in there about you amount now.
Finally, there's just enough room to get the strap through.
All goes to plan. The little empty trailer comes flopping over. If the truck's rigged up, we shouldn't shut the highway down.
Traffic on Highway 3 is stopped for the flip.
Gotta love closures, eh? Oh, man, what a drag.
There we go.
Anytime you close the highway down, pressure's on. You gotta get the highway cleared off as quick as possible.
Watch it! Watch it!
On Highway 3,
Keep pulling.
Mission Towing's Dylan Greenwood
A little more.
is trying to flip a wreck beside a 1,000-foot drop. Earlier tonight, the tractor trailer rolled and slid to a stop beside the cliff.
Pulling hard, we're trying to obviously hold this compromised trailer together.
Working on a job like this on a steep slope, it can be very dangerous and unforgiving.
Careful now.
Watch it! Watch it!
Puts a smile on your face when you get a truck and you roll it over back onto its wheels. All right, almost done. We'll get it off the highway as quick as possible.
Beautiful.
After clearing the wreck from the dangerous corner,
And I'm just so glad that the job's finished. He's getting better and better all the time.
Dylan's heading home.
Yeah, it's good to get her loaded out of there. That's a bad spot to be working in.
Okay, road's clear. Oh, wicked. Right on, bud, thanks.
Near Hope on Highway 1,
No, we weren't prepared for this today.
the blowing snow isn't letting up.
15 to 25 centimeters.
This storm come in pretty hard and fast. Caught a lot of people off guard.
Why am I getting out in this weather?
Colin's first day in the mighty Mo has drifted into night.
It's cold, there's blowing snow, there's snow drifts, huge wind gusts. It's horrible out right now.
Any of you guys that are westbound at the Flood Hope exit, watch yourself.
Now he's heading up an off-ramp,
We got a wrecker that's gonna try and go up this other exit here, so.
driving against traffic,
Can I even get over this way?
trying to reach an on-ramp,
I don't even think anybody's plowed in here yet.
stopping drivers in their tracks.
This whole freeway on-ramp was basically a big snowdrift. It's completely jammed up.
Snow plows can't clear the on-ramp until Colin clears the lane.
Whoa! It opened the door at one point and it almost blew the door right off of Mo.
Hi. We're just on the phone with, Nobody's coming, I'm here.
We ran into a family. They're stuck in a snowdrift. Now, you definitely want to get the kids to safety.
Can you move it all? That's about as far as we're going. Okay. Can you go forward it all a little bit? Back it up. All right. Kids in the car. Okay. All right.
You're always a little extra concerned when there's kids involved.
There ain't a little strap and a hook and something just to help these people out. Stuck in a world of hurt, and I can't leave them. Want you to turn the wheel to the left a little bit. We're just gonna kind of ride till we get you through the snowbank. I'll release you and you guys will be on your way, okay?
It's a simple tow. But getting onto the highway is serious business.
Give it a moment. It's a good place to die right here.
Colin waits for a break in traffic until it's safe to let the family go.
Kid, you're all good to go, sir. Thank you so much. To be safe, kids. I'm not even gonna charge for that one. Come on, let's go!
Just when it seems the nightmare is over, another car gets caught in the drift.
Oh, why did you stop?
It's insane here right now. They just keep driving into this big snowdrift.
Why are people stopping?
Working in the blowing snow like that makes it harder to see. It makes it hard to walk. It's coming at you from all directions. What's happening is they're driving into the snowbank, basically lifting their car off the ground, and their tires aren't able to get traction on the road. It was getting a little frustrating.
The on-ramp has become a snow trap.
As I was pulling one car out of the sinkhole, another car was just driving into it.
I'll never do it, it's 3 feet deep.
Obviously, you could see that there was a spot where cars were getting stuck.
Keep going, go, go, go.
Once again, Colin tries to rescue another driver. But moments later, another vehicle is swallowed by the heavy snow.
Sometimes between Mother Nature and human nature, you just feel like giving up.
In hope, Colin is reaching his breaking point as car after car gets stuck on an on-ramp.
At this point, I'm getting run down. It's cold. You're getting pelted by 80 kilometer an hour sideways snow.
There we go.
Once again, Colin will have to lean on Mighty Mo. To clear the cars so the snow plows can clear the ramp.
Kind of looking for my second win there. My hands were cold.
This is stupid.
I was tired, but I couldn't give up yet.
Get back, try to drive forward a bit. Perfect. Come on, turn your wheel a little bit. To the right again. Ma'am, you have yourself a good night.
Finally, a glimmer of hope.
There's a fall right there. Woo!
But Colin's battle isn't over.
Oh, look at this, guys.
If he can get the semi on its way,
The hits keep coming.
the plow should be able to clear the on-ramp.
If I can get traffic moving, hopefully I can get that plow guy down. We can get this all cleaned up and pushed off.
As Colin moves out, the plow moves in.
Plow coming.
Send me still blocking the east ramp going down to the highway here and help, or is it cleared out of the way now? There you guys go, extra 168 is open again. Nice.
Colin's first run in Jamie's classic record is a victory.
Mo's gonna make it through the rest of the night. She's a good, solid truck. We're gonna work her.
But took its toll on Jamie's lead operator.
Good thing I'm healthy. Or else it'd be killing me right now.
It's nice to run the old equipment, but there was a place for that back in 1974.
The next day in Hope,
Wow.
Jamie returns.
This is deep.
To find his yard buried in snow.
Okay. Unbelievable. The snow's just dumped on us and basically paralyzed everything around here. You know what we should do, Paris? Let's get a measuring tape and measure the snow just to figure out how much actually fell. And there's snow up to my knees in this yard. It was bad. What's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 foot 8. That has to top last year's record, I think.
I think so too, yeah.
Last winter, another storm snowed in Jamie's fleet.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks trapped in here. When have I ever been stuck in my own yard? Never. This is getting stupid. We really need a machine here to clear snow.
This year, Jamie has a secret weapon. A vintage bulldozer. But first, Jamie has to get to it.
Right there? Sure. Is it good? That's good, James. Pop the hood.
Originally, I spot the dozer in a friend of mine's tow yard in Revelstoke. Like an early 40s tractor. And all I had to do was drag it home. Now I've got something to move snow in the winter. In the summertime, I was clearing this in to put some grass, and then it blew a hydraulic line.
Jamie's handy cousin Paris will help try to get the plow started.
It ran fine.
Grab some jumper cables, a Tundra, some quick starting fluid, and then we just see what we can do with it.
Fix that one hydraulic line, and then we'll be able to clear the road. Get a handle on the handle.
They remove and replace the blown hydraulic line.
Bottom. So we got that fixed up right away. I think this battery must be just frozen.
But the battery won't take a boost. So Jamie drops in a new one.
And a little bit of monkey wrenching, and we'll get it running. I love my old iron. I love tinkering with old things and making them work. Headlights are working. That way you can work all night, Paris.
The dozer's covered in snow and it's cold out, and I'm a little skeptical that we can actually get this going.
After adding a little premium gas, Jamie hits the ignition.
Okay, go. We'll get a little smoke.
If they can't get the dozer started, Jamie's fleet isn't going anywhere.
Oh, baby. Okay, keep going.
Jamie and Paris are trying to get an old dozer running to dig out the yard.
Keep going.
But it hasn't run in months.
Give me a little gas. It's like an early 40s tractor. And really, you just gotta tinker with it a little bit. Some fine tuning, and she starts right up. Good to go.
I look over to Jamie. He looks pretty damn happy. Perfect.
You know, to be able to go tinker with it a little bit and it starts up, you know, that's a really good feeling.
After bringing the old dozer back to life, Jamie digs in to keep his trucks on the move.
It did plow the snow really good. I was impressed.
This year, we were a little more prepared with this old machine, and it saved the day for us. It was perfect.
We're almost on the home stretch here.
In Agassiz,
I'm gonna go catch Steve here. He's just coming in.
Mission Towing's Ken DePerrin needs to send a driver to an off-road recovery for police.
Steve.
Yeah?
We just got another call for you for a pickup truck somewhere up the side of the road.
Generally, when you're going to recover a stolen torch truck, there isn't a whole lot left.
Rolling out in a flat deck is operator Steve White.
We're headed up to West Harrison Forest Service Road. We try to take 4x4s up there, but because of the size of the truck, rather take a deck. Hopefully we can make it up.
Steve's been at Mission for less than 2 years, but has known Ken a lot longer.
We'll figure it out.
I've known Steve for probably 30 plus years. His father worked for us in our body shop. He rode in the General with me when he was a little kid.
Basically, I'll hold it with that one. We'll get hooked up.
All right.
My goal this winter is to step up my game with the heavy wreckers. I hope to learn a lot from Kenny and Dylan as well.
We're coming up to the turnoff here.
The wreck is a 1-mile climb up a logging road.
The road's a little rough because they don't plow it.
Just a slight dusting of snow, so we shouldn't have too much of an issue making it up there.
Logging roads are icy. There's logging companies working up there, so you always gotta watch out.
But the potholes.
Wasn't expecting the road to be like this.
Are the least of Steve's problems.
You gotta be me.
The flat deck is losing traction.
The truck actually started sliding off the road. My deck truck is not an off-road truck, and it's a big, heavy truck.
Alrighty. We're gonna try chaining up. Hopefully we can make it up there. Last resort, the only thing we can do.
If the chains don't work, he'll have to abandon the recovery.
Alrighty, ready to give her a try?
Even with better traction, it's tough going.
I'm driving up the road and it's very rough, lots of ice patches, potholes.
Right there.
Around the next corner is the stolen truck.
It is a challenge trying to get these things on your deck.
Steve takes a closer look at the burnt-out wreck.
They stole the tires and wheels off of it. What else? Possibly the tailgate? No, I got a license plate. It's a good thing. All right, let's go.
Stripped down to the axles, the pickup needs to be loaded onto the 21-foot flat deck.
I'm gonna hook onto the front tow hooks to try to get the truck turned towards my truck. Let's hope this works.
Steve secures the pickup.
All right.
But loading the wreck is the easy part.
I'm not gonna bother try turning around, it's too risky. Not enough room for my deck to turn around.
Now he has to drive 1 mile down the mountain in reverse.
I got no choice.
I have to drive backwards out on a snowy, ice-covered road.
It can be a very dicey situation. Start sliding and there's no stopping them.
The icy road conditions, poor visibility. Worst case scenario is you can back right off the edge of the road.
I don't need to get stuck.
On a remote logging road.
If I get stuck, I'll have to call my heavy wrecker out to come and get me.
Mission towing Steve White is forced to back down an icy, winding road.
I really don't want to do that, because I'll never hear the end of it.
It's 1 mile to the main road below.
I'm not a big fan of backing down a 30-plus foot truck on a snow-covered gravel road.
Steve was taking a chance on doing that, but it's the only way he could have got that out.
The road seems so much wider coming up.
Potholes aren't the only danger.
This road is an active logging road. So there is that danger of having to worry about logging trucks. Always watching my mirrors. Visibility is next to nil because of the windy road. It takes a while, but as long as I can get out alive, that's all that matters.
After 30 minutes in reverse,
relief.
Steve finally reaches the main road.
I can't believe I just backed down all of that and made it out.
Steve, I think, did very good on this. He used his common sense. The younger guy could get himself in trouble on a job like this.
Not to be arrogant, but there isn't a whole lot of guys that'll do it. They just happen to pick me, and I'm the craziest one to go do that crap.
That's it.
Compact snow and ice there.
In hope, Colin rolls into Jamie's yard in Mighty Mo.
This is the first time I'm trying out Mo. I definitely prefer the advantages of the newer technology for sure.
Well, how was the day?
That truck's a lot of work.
You found it a lot of work to drive?
It's definitely a lot of work. I don't know how you old-timers did it back in the day. Big cog on it to free spool the winches.
It was hard to pull.
Well, that too.
In order for a guy to really be successful using Mighty Mo, the Holmes 850, you've got to understand what they can do and what they can't do. And some of these young guys like Colin, maybe they don't understand that.
No, she's a lot of fun.
Yeah. But you wouldn't want to drive it every day.
Maybe around Hope.
Mo definitely deserves to be in a museum. Get in there and stay there.
Well, it's at the Jamie Davis retirement home for antique wreckers. Antique Roadshow, right?
Yeah.
It's a man's truck. You got to work that truck in order to make it sing.
Oh.
I think it's time to make a fire, don't you?
Yeah, fire time.
Yep.
Oh, I should already have that going.
Oh, it's cold.
Next time on Highway Thru Hell, a remote mountain wreck.
No, I think we're on the wrong road.
Has Team Green in deep.
This timber's gonna snap.
Jamie takes a mighty swing.
It's gonna go like this.
At a jackknife semi.
Off the road!
And
coming in hot.
A roadside recovery reveals Colin's nightmare.
This is where I'm gonna die.
This time on Highway Thru Hell, a wreck near a rail line.
We're gonna get the hell out of here.
Becomes a painful recovery. Ow! Then, an epic span.
Okay, we're good to go.
Stretches. Al and Gord. And
I got a flat tire.
a rough ride for a new recruit.
It's definitely not a good time.
Still can have some black ice under there. Yeah, she's pretty nasty.
At the base of the Cascade Mountains, west of Hope, BC.
Yeah, that tree's in rain now.
A sudden plunge in temperature
Oh, frick, it's like a skating rink.
has glazed Highway 1.
I think a car slid right over the edge.
They've got a police call westbound. Sounds like a pickup and a trailer, something over the bank.
Jamie Davis responds to the urgent call in his newly restored Holmes 850, Mighty Mo.
This is a perfect time for me to get Mighty Mo out and put it through its paces. Oh yeah, there it is. CN rails here.
I had to call Jamie Davis for a vehicle that went into the ditch, a very big ditch. Low male occupant in the vehicle ended up having minor injuries.
The driver was towing a trailer when he crossed the highway. Landing in a deep ditch, 20 feet from a train track.
Where is the car? Right there, isn't it? The car and trailer are way down the bank, and it's very, very close to the train tracks. Do they know we're here, the train?
Talk to the trains, and then I'll let them all know that you guys are working here.
The wreck needs to be cleared before the next train arrives.
Don't want to spook a train crew.
Okay, okay. They're worried that we're going to interfere with the train, which is a big worry. With the trailer involved here and the angle, this is a really difficult job. This embankment is very steep. It's got blackberry bushes and thick brush. God, there's so much little branches. We've got to get this thing wrapped up and on the way. This is a problem.
Train 105.
Yeah, go ahead, the 105 answer. Maintain reduced speed until bank cleared. Over.
Here, we gotta get the hell out of here.
On the highway through hell, closure is not an option.
Did somebody have an accident up there or what?
On Highway 1 west of Hope,
Unbelievable. Have to be way under here.
Jamie's down a steep bank, trying to remove a wreck near a rail line.
Every time you hold up a train, it's very expensive. That's what I need to hook up to right there. Okay. I could barely get my hands in here. There's so many bramble bushes. Okay.
Jamie's brought in a flat deck and an operator who hasn't worked for him in years, Rob Mitchell.
Thanks, Rob.
Yep. Teamwork.
We've asked Rob to come back to work for us. He's doing a heck of a job.
So once I get tight, Rob, you be my eyes, because I'm going to be up top.
Okay.
Jamie will operate his mechanical wrecker from high up on its deck.
When you're operating Mighty Mo, it has platform controls on the top with big handles. It's a physical workout.
It's caught up there.
Yeah. Front end stuck.
Okay.
The SUV and trailer are entangled in the bush.
I'm going to put the boom to the side then.
So Jamie will test one of Mighty Mo's biggest weapons. Its split boom. Modern rotators are able to swing their booms to the side, to lift and rotate during a recovery.
Just like a rotator, you can split those booms and run the line off to the side. Very similar to what a rotator would do, it's just old school rotator.
Well, you're really pulling hard now.
It's on all four now, and it's pulling the trailer too.
The Mo's split boom muscles the wreck up the bank.
Okay, Rob, pull some winch line down.
Jamie needs another line.
Thanks, buddy.
But as he climbs back to the controls,
Ow! I slipped right down. My hand actually bent up. It just hurt so much, I couldn't barely hold the controls. It kicked the hell out of me.
fighting through the pain, Jamie needs to finish the job.
Is it on your deck? Unhook me.
The SUV is on Rob's flat deck, but the trailer is still in the ditch. That means another trip down the bank.
Ouch. Prickle bushes. This job, physically, mentally, all over, it's a tough business.
Finally, the last piece of the wreck
Okay, under the chain.
is up and away from the tracks.
Don't you love recovery, Rob?
No.
We get her done.
You keep me on for another week?
Hey?
Am I on for another couple weeks? You not gonna fire me?
No? No, is it the other way around?
Here comes the train now. Next thing you know, the train's coming along. Wow. It's always a lot of fun for me, but I got a few bruises over that one, I'll tell you that.
Rob hauls away the wreck, while Jamie takes comfort in Mighty Mo.
It's old school, heavy duty, mechanical. It's working out.
Beautiful.
Near the base of the Coke, northeast of Hope,
What's going on there? Acquiring working his magic.
Every day is game day for me.
Al Quiring heads to an unusual job below the snow line.
Game changes constantly, so you have to stay on top of the game.
It's a job that requires 2 heavy wreckers and Al's right-hand man,
Roger that. On the way.
Gord Boyd.
I've been waiting for this for months.
From the mid-1980s, when the Coke was first built, Quiring Towing has worked with contractors.
We've got a good history with that section of highway. Pretty happy that we were contacted. It's pretty cool.
But today, Al and Gord aren't working on the highway.
Dentistry. We call this like pulling teeth.
They're working beside it, over the Coquihalla River.
This is the first time I've ever pulled a bridge across a river. This is about to get real.
Today's the day. It'll be a wrestling match. Bridge at that end. Tow truck at this one.
2 block.
Al and Gord are about to take the plunge on a massive pull, winching a 65-ton bridge across the Coquihalla River.
A simple tow, it only lasts for an hour or 2 hours. This particular job is going to last 100 years.
Now, my stupid question is, why are they putting a bridge here when they got one right down there?
That bridge is kaput.
Oh, it looks like a Bailey bridge, doesn't it?
Yeah.
700 feet upstream, the old Bailey Bridge was installed 80 years ago.
It's like a World War II snap-together bridge that is a modular piece as it shows up in multitudes of trucks, and then you have an army of men that put all these pins together and it inches its way across the river.
But decades of logging traffic has worn the bridge down.
When you drive on it, it goes down and then it comes back up. You can hear all kinds of creaking and groaning going on.
I'd like to see the need for a new bridge, a real bridge.
We can drive past here for a lot of years and look at this and think,
Yeah, we put that there.
Getting the new bridge into place is a Herculean task. The 2 Quiring wreckers will work side by side and in sync with a pair of excavators on the opposite bank.
We're gonna hook onto this span and we're gonna winch it across this river and set it onto its footing. That's plan A.
That's a pretty big step there, right?
Yeah.
And it's so far out. When we're pulling, I probably won't have the boom out much further than what we got.
Yeah.
It's a big day for project manager Ted Holtby.
I gotta get my gloves on and give Gord a hand here.
Okay.
Ted's brought in a pair of excavators to help with the river crossing.
Throw 1 block in there for now.
Al and Gord have a beefy rigging plan to get the bridge across.
Well, we've got a 50,000-pound winch with 2 snatch blocks in the line. We're going to be able to pull probably 150,000 pounds each truck.
We have a plan to bring it across. First, we got to get it rigged. Somebody's going in the water, and it's not me.
Gordy likes to stand on high ground.
You snagged me a trout while you're in there. I'm not sure what kind of fishing we're doing, but we're using L for bait.
I got a hole in my boot. I'm up to my waist in freezing water, wondering what the heck I'm doing there because I can't swim so good. We were able to do the job. I didn't wimp out.
4 lines from Al and Gord's trucks must hold up against the 65-ton pull.
Several hundred feet of 3/4-inch cable and some heavy snatch blocks. You got to make sure that you do it right the first time. We've got to be on our A game. 30,000 pounds on each side. I don't want to bend booms.
In hope.
I'm just going up to the Coke. I'm seeing if there's any wrecks or accidents or broken down vehicles. Anything really that's in need of help.
Reports of winter driving conditions up top have Brandon heading up the mountain highway. Up past the summit, Brandon comes across an accident.
Just hit a little bit of slush, right? And what's underneath it?
And a concerned dog owner.
When we stopped, the dogs both hit all my blankets. I picked up the bigger dog and the little one went.
The dog was completely traumatized. He's shaking in the seat.
I can't leave our dogs in the car. They're already upset with what everything happened.
No, yeah, no. We'll put them back there. No worries. We'll make it happen.
Thank you. They're gonna let us ride in the truck. Yeah. Aww.
I have a dog myself, and to see someone, upset about their dog, I feel it too. He's a little cuddler, so I like to hang out with him and just, kind of chill out. I like having something that looks forward to coming home to see you. Oh, hello. Oh, it's nice. Do you want to go for a walk? Is the dog okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
As a flat deck arrives to tow away the wreck, the dogs are loaded into Brandon's truck for the drive back to Hope.
I like to help people out, so to do something like this is really nice.
At Jamie's yard, a new face shows up for work.
Hey, Mater.
How's it going, Jamie?
Good
to meet you. I'm good.
I was in the shop one day and talking to Colin, saying, we could really use one more heavy-duty driver here. You're just right on time.
Perfect.
And Colin comes up with the name Cam. And you can drive every truck, right?
Yeah.
Me and Cam worked together at a tow company years ago. Definitely gonna ride him, a little bit harder than normal.
You've done flatbed.
Yep, everything.
Heavy towing, all works.
Yep.
Cam Nino is an experienced operator from Alberta.
Started building tow trucks first, and then not too long after that, I started driving them, and I was bitten by a tow bug.
Now, I'll show you a truck right away that will get you to run.
Cam has come to the mountains to put his skills to the test.
I've been towing in the city for about 7 years now, so I got a chance to come out here with Colin and Jamie, so I jumped on it.
This is the Python, so you can run this right away.
My ultimate goal here is to get this mountain recovery experience and learn the mountains and be one of the elite.
You're young and healthy, you got a skinny belly on you, so you'll be a hard worker, I'm sure.
All right.
He's done heavy towing, but he wants to do a lot more of the mountain recovery. It's brutal hard work, and it'll, wear out and beat up the best guys around. Welcome aboard.
Right on. Thank you, Jamie.
All right.
We're gonna pull that bridge across this gap, what we're gonna do. In theory, anyways.
Don't be afraid to let your auxiliary line go.
Yes.
Rigged and ready, Al and Gord are about to attempt to winch a bridge across the Coquihalla River.
That should work.
Yeah, we'll just keep the booms in tight. Last thing we need is a big bang.
Technically, we have enough power to do it, but so many things could go wrong on this job.
We'll get her tight, and your guys are gonna walk forward and hold it as long as they can.
They'll do whatever you tell them.
On the opposite bank, 2 excavators will push the 65-ton bridge as Al and Gord's 50-ton wreckers pull.
Okay, we're good to go.
Are you guys ready over there, Rick?
I think we're ready.
Okay, start her up then.
A 5-ton log has been placed on one end of the bridge to prevent the other end from falling down.
Put counterweight on it, and then move it forward with the tow trucks. Okay, Gordon, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Once we start the pull, we're committed. Therefore, we have to keep pulling. Worst case scenario is we damage the bridge. This is a very expensive piece of steel we're pulling across here.
We should think about letting her down and starting to raise up here.
Okay, hold, Gord. They're gonna let it down.
We've got guys who know what they're doing. These guys build bridges for a living.
Can they hold it like that and we'll pull a little more?
Okay, we're gonna pull now, Rick. If you can just hold her right there.
I got a lot of faith in these guys.
Okay, Gordon, we'll wind her up some more.
But as the bridge inches forward,
Now we're coming to the joint there, so you're gonna have to keep her running.
bolts at the bottom of the beam dig in at the shoreline.
My truck is about 25,000 pounds heavier than Gord's. Can you pull more, Gord?
Gord's lighter wrecker reacts to the added resistance.
Yeah, I got front end in the air.
I can feel the front end of the truck come up. Oh boy, about 4 feet of air.
I don't like to have the front tires off the ground more than maybe a foot. Truck can slam down. His front end is already in the air. Just to get your guys to wiggle it a little bit.
We're committed. I can't let go of it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I got front end in the air.
Gord's wrecker is nearly maxed out, trying to winch a 65-ton bridge over a river.
Hey, Gord. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I knew I was going to touch into the water, but we just don't want to have it in the water a whole bunch.
Gord's truck and the giant steel beam are unharmed.
There is a lot of weight, but it's an industrial piece of equipment. So he was lucky. At least the bolts are past there now.
Yeah.
We were hung up on the bolts there for a minute is what the problem was.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But Al and Gord still have to finish the job.
My concern is hanging up on the rocks. That's the tricky part.
Okay, I'd take the log off now, Rick.
To lighten the load, the log that served as the counterweight is set aside.
Okay, now get yourself in position there. You're gonna have to just push it gently.
The excavators will nudge the bridge.
Okay, we'll start pulling her in a bit.
Okay.
While Al and Gord attempt to winch it to the other side.
Wind her up, let's pull.
Don't be afraid to use both your winches there, Gord, for speed.
Let me catch up, Al.
Okay, I'll stop.
Now Al and Gord need to guide it onto a steel ramp and slide it up the bank.
We're hoping we can get it airborne enough to get it on the girder.
Yeah, and slide it right up, yeah.
It's not really a bad thing unless it hangs up. If it hangs up, then we got a problem.
Slack your line off, and then we'll back up and get up on the log here.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
Don't like that idea.
We'll be all right.
Okay. Okay, guide me back.
To get maximum leverage, Gord needs to back up uncomfortably close to the river.
Things could so go wrong, but I trust Al and I trust his rigging.
Want me to boom out and get the underlift out of the way?
Might have to boom down a bit too. Just watch the cable on your underlift. We just gotta make sure that things are good, because if those trucks go in the river, obviously we're gonna have a problem.
Al's counting on 2 buried logs on the bank.
You could probably boom out a bit now. Keep going.
To stop Gord's wrecker from going in.
Logs are moving.
There is a danger zone, and you don't want to be anywhere near it.
I don't know about this.
Watch out. No!
Back in hope.
So off we go. City boys going out into the country.
New operator Cam rolls out with Jamie's cousin Paris on his first mountain recovery.
The call we get is for a 5-ton that's in the middle of nowhere. So he's gonna really have to think on his feet. That's what this job is.
Tom and Jamie give me a shot. I appreciate it 100%, and I just hope I don't let the guys down.
Cam's behind the wheel of the Python, a prized classic in Jamie's fleet.
It's one of my favorite trucks, and I want it back in one piece.
Got some GPS coordinates. Hopefully they're good.
The stolen truck was dumped in a forest somewhere 120 miles northeast of Hope.
We're in the dirt now.
Paris is along to give Cam a hand and size up the new hire.
I don't think he's used to being in this kind of situation, so we'll just have to see how it pans out.
Active along the road.
Well, there you go. Flag him down.
You know, there's a lot of risks when you go out to the bush. A lot of these roads are uncharted.
We're going for mud puddles there, deeper than they look.
Yeah, this is my first experience on a logging road with a tow truck.
Yeah, those logging trucks, they own the road, man. You gotta get out of their way.
This is my first off-road job for Jamie. You drive around until you find it, however long it takes. Staying left here?
Yeah, I would say left. It's a bit of a hill climb. We're giving some gas.
The Python's actually the biggest truck we can bring on this job to fit down these logging roads.
These roads are crazy.
But the rough roads put Jamie's record and Cam's reputation at risk.
Oh, I don't like that. Tow trucks are heavy units. They're not made to be bouncing around. Sorry, bud. If we get out of here in one piece with all our tires,
yeah,
I'll be happy. Come on, truck. I don't want to wreck Jamie's tow truck.
Look to your left. Could be over there building a bridge with clearing. Yeah, that'd be a fun little job there.
On the Coquihalla River,
You could probably boom out a bit now.
Gord and Al are close to the edge.
Keep going.
I don't know about this.
trying to muscle a new bridge up the bank.
I was hoping we were gonna have this log buried on both sides. Isn't like go like that.
Buried logs are the only thing anchoring the wreckers to shore.
Watch your outriggers here, Gordon.
Oh, yes. I don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Just starting to move. Footing is everything. You got to be able to plant your feet.
All it takes is a big seam of something underneath, and boom, and you're over the bank.
But the steel rails, built to slide the bridge on,
I don't think that girder is going to do anything for us.
Aren't working as planned.
Yeah, okay, he'll come over and get rid of that.
The steel guide was put in there with the theory that bridge would hit it and go up the bank instead of dig into the rocks. I was worried that if it bound up, that girder would get pushed up and right into the back of a wrecker and jammed up into things.
The only option
It's awful damn close right now.
is for Al and Gord to try to lift the 65-ton bridge into its final position.
Most plans don't go exactly according to plan, so we have to be ready to adapt.
Watch your footing again there, Gord.
Yep.
Don't stand around talking about it. Don't piss and moan about it. Just get it done.
There's a fine tipping line between being balanced and being excessive. You gotta be cautious.
Hey, watch that plate now. We're gonna have to come up.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Come on, truck.
On a remote backcountry road, Cam searches for an abandoned delivery truck. His first recovery for Jamie Davis.
Sending somebody out in the middle of nowhere is a really tough job. Those are your orders. Go carry out your mission.
Cam and Paris have been deep in the woods for almost 2 hours.
All these roads, they're going every which way. At this point, I feel like we're going around in circles. Right now, we're lost.
Are you coming down the outlet?
Hey, driver, are you grabbing logs out of that first cut here? We hear a logger on the radio, so I call back to him to see if he can give us any help. We're not 100% sure. We're looking for a wreck. We passed that red water tank.
Yeah, that's an all dead end in there.
Yeah, we're just going off GPS coordinates.
Oh my. There's a lot of country up here, buddy. Maybe you should drive in here and see me on the water tank road.
Yeah, okay, copy that.
Okay, so you guys are right here.
In the city, where I spent most of my career towing, you know, there's addresses. These roads just go and go and go.
And what you're gonna want to do now is stay on all the grassy roads.
Yes. His phone's got service, which is great, and he sends us in a better direction.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Best of luck, boys. You're gonna need it.
I think you're right on your direction. It seems like we're going the right way now.
Cam and Paris are back on track.
It's getting a little narrow.
Super narrow, man.
But the road is disappearing.
The trees are starting to come in. We got big mirrors hanging out. We can't come back with pieces of the truck, you know, hanging off.
Well, why don't we fold these in? Right in the center, yeah.
Jamie's prized wrecker is taking a beating.
You're in a big 20-ton truck. You're driving through goat trails. This road is crazy. Oh, I bought them all that time. You know what? I think I got a flat tire. Where? That front.
Thought I heard something. Yeah, we're flat.
Oh yeah, we're definitely flat.
Hours from home, Cam and Paris need a new plan.
Cam's looking at me like, you know, we're screwed.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good time. Last thing I want to do is be stuck out here.
Whoa. Just hold it, Gord, hold it.
Al and Gord are in the last stage of laying a new 65-ton bridge into place.
Just get him to give it a little bump.
Okay, Rick, can you push it forward about a foot?
Now we're at the critical point. We've gotten span across the river, but now we have to set it down exactly where the engineer wants it to be.
Ah, just hold her right there.
The 175-foot span is in its final resting place, but the job isn't over.
It's going to sit exactly square. If you're off even a couple of inches, that throws everything out of whack, and you could possibly have a bridge failure.
You just set it down, and then we'll pull forward a little bit.
Yep. Okay, let me just pull ahead.
Gord repositions his wrecker to line up perfectly with the bridge base.
You can't move the base, so you got to move the bridge. We'll go a little more, Ted?
Well, yeah, what we're gonna have to do, he's still on the log, so he's gotta go more.
An excavator on the opposite bank must help inch it along.
Yeah, Rick, we're gonna pick it up again, and then just nudge it ahead if you can, say 6 inches or so.
Yeah, okay, I'll give her a whirl here.
Just watch that block.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Okay, let her come ahead.
That's as far as you can go, Rick. How does that look for you?
It's a good thing it didn't go any further, but I think we're okay. It just took off on me there. It's actually right flush with the steel plate.
We brought it up and set it exactly where the engineer wanted it.
It worked out good. Worked out really well, actually.
Now we have a bridge where there wasn't one before.
We'll tag it. Well, there's another one done.
Another one done, yeah. Success.
The bridge is another milestone in Quiring Towing's history on the mountain highway.
My family's helped since the conception and construction of that Coquihalla Highway, and you know, a generation later, I'm still helping to carry on the legacy. It's very satisfying. All right, Ted, we'll leave you to it.
Well, thanks very much, Al.
Yeah, you bet.
No problem at all.
I'll be knocking knees every time I drive over this thing, because I know the guys that put it here, so. Just don't want to be the first guy across. I'll wait for somebody else to go.
I'd like to be the first one to drive across that bridge when it's finished. Just 'cause. No guts, no glory.
She's all done now. All good to go. Beauty.
On a desolate road, 120 miles from Hope,
We're definitely flat.
Paris and Cam are in trouble.
At this point, I'm getting frustrated. We have nobody out there that's going to help you. Either you help yourself, or it's going to be a long walk back for you.
But Jamie's new recruit isn't giving up. The Python has 2 sets of tires on the rear axle called dualies.
What's with these tires?
Giving Cam an idea.
22.5. We're taking off a back tire and putting it on the front tire.
But Paris discovers
I don't think this will jack in here.
the jack is missing.
This is why you gotta be everything when you're a tow truck driver. You gotta be able to fix stuff on the fly. Paris, find a tree to hook onto and stand the front end up.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
It always seems like we're doing a recovery, the front tires come off the ground, so I figure, you know, why I want to work here. pull our winch lines out and see if we can get it to stand up on the winch lines. Okay, no, good. Hands off the controls. Okay, I'm gonna kill everything right now so we don't waste fuel. We're recovering ourselves, yeah.
I'll take this wheel off.
Yeah.
With the flat tire off, Cam uses the wrecker's underlift to help remove one of the 4 rear wheels.
That tire's off the ground, I know that.
We're gonna switch one back tire with the front tire. It's not the best idea, but it's the idea that's gonna work for us right now.
Okay.
Okay.
We're back on the road here for now.
Well, we persevered. The Python's back on the road.
But the Python must get home with one less wheel. And Cam and Paris still have to find what they came for.
We're gonna finish going looking for that 5-ton. So let's hope that it's just around the corner we can get out of here. I don't like to give up. I'll come back with what I'm going out for, you know? That's it?
It's like the road right there. Try turning a left here.
Now we better walk in here. What kind of shape is it in? Is it towable with a wrecker? Well, we think it's back in here.
After a 5-hour search.
There it is. I couldn't believe it.
There it is.
The stolen truck is discovered deep in the bush.
Wow. It's been here for a while, I'll tell you that. They were doing some 4-wheeling to get in here.
Yeah, they were. Look at that bumper.
Stop.
Now, they have to haul it out of the woods.
Oh yeah, it's starting to get dark. Well, we've been driving around these roads for hours. I want to get the job done.
Now that we found it, we got to put our act together and get it out of here. Running out of light. Hold it!
After an all-day search on a mountain road, Cam and Paris
need to get over, over.
Race to recover a stolen truck.
Hey, stop!
Before sundown.
Oh, we're gonna throw our tow bar down. Get our chains ready. Watch out.
It's also Cam's first time operating the Python wrecker.
It's a lot easier to get your job done in the daylight. Suck onto it, see if we can get out of there. There. Take this. Hook it right to the frame, yeah, just like that, exactly. I want to be the guy that Jamie can count on.
It's a little bit heavy, and we've lost a tire already, so we want to babysit that tire a little bit.
Oh, yeah, she's heavy.
And the Python will have to bring it home, missing one tire.
Here. Okay. You're gonna steer it out.
Sure, that sounds good.
Paris will steer the truck facing backwards as Cam tows it out.
Let me know if you're getting close to hitting anything, all right?
What?
We hit a rock or any sharp object on the road and we lose another tire, well, you know, that's kaput for us. Got a general idea which way I gotta turn this thing, kind of ass backwards.
Okay, follow straight behind me. It's gonna get tight here. No matter what it takes, just soldier on.
buddy. Good job, eh? Right by all those trees, no problem.
After 8 hours in the wilderness,
This is what dreams are made of, bud. Perfect, perfect.
Jamie's newest driver comes out on top.
Let's go, old girl.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Oh well, that was an accident.
Cam goes from 0 on the scoreboard to hero. My confidence level in Cam is 150%.
Yeah, pavement.
The recovery to me is a success because these guys come home with the bacon.
Well, we'll have a bit of storytelling time around the fire tonight. Not your average call.
Next time on Highway Thru Hell, a whiteout.
Nobody's coming, I'm here.
Becomes a workout for Colin and Mighty Mo. A cliffside crash
Bad corner.
has Dylan in a tight battle.
Watch it, watch it!
And a deep problem
Unbelievable.
forces Jamie to dig out an old weapon.
Oh, baby.